Hi, my name is Charlie Newell. I'm the Artistic Director of Core Theater. It's my pleasure to talk a little bit about Face Theater. My own personal history with About Face has been since its inception. I knew Eric as a student. I followed Eric Rosen, the founding artistic director, followed his work throughout the evolution of the theater, and now with the extraordinary opportunity to bring Bonnie Metzger to be the leader of the organization. I've known and admired Bonnie's work from afar, and now to have her in our midst in Chicago, we are lucky to have her. We are lucky to have About Face Theater continuing on as powerfully as it is. If Chicago theater positions itself or imagines itself as the theatrical capital of the United States, which is certainly my very biased, very opinionated point of view, I think it cannot claim that position without a theater like About Face Theater. To have specifically a theater in our midst that is dealing with issues of gender and sexuality in the provocative, risk-taking kinds of way that About Face does, we can only be the theatrical capital of the United States if such a company exists, and the fact that About Face does fulfill that mission, does fulfill that niche in our community, but most especially addresses those very important issues, is vital. Well, creating new work is the most challenging, difficult thing to do in the theater. And this is coming from an artistic director whose mission is based in the classics. So take that for what it's worth. For me, the opportunity that About Face does, the kinds of artists, the kinds of artistic questions they look at, and the ways and the risk-taking that they do in looking at those questions is God's work. It's the most challenging kind of work to do in the theater, and also the most vital. The fact that they are expanding audiences in both the demographics of the audiences come see their shows. It's one of the most fun things I love about going to see About Face is I look around and I go, wow, there are a lot of people here who I've never seen at the theater before. And the fact that the work that they're doing addresses in the provocative, risk-taking way that they do the issues of that audience and for all of us is, again, vital for Chicago. The piece that really deeply affected me was Winesburg, Ohio. Personally, the storytelling that piece did through the use of music and the complex issues that it then raised in the complexity and yet simple, emotionally connective line through the music to me was extraordinary. And the fact that piece, that text, that production has had not just a greatly acclaimed experience here in Chicago, but is now being seen across the country, is just evidence, again, of the importance of having a theater like About Face in Chicago, that they can generate and propagate that work into the rest of the country. It is my perception, maybe I'm wrong, but it's my perception that theaters of the size of About Face Theater, in terms of their budgets, staffing, funding sources, audience, these are the theaters that are most threatened right now by the economic situation. The larger institutional theaters have things like endowments and institutional support that they will weather. Sure, they will have hardships and cutbacks, etc., but they will weather. And the more nomadic, sporadic, initiating companies have a kind of a verve and an energy that will survive this economic climate as well, in my opinion. It's really the position that About Face takes in terms of where it is in its evolution, where it is in its institutional support that are most threatened by it right now. So it is of dire concern to me that About Face in this economic environment could be a casualty, and that would be a deeply tragic loss, not just to Chicago theater, but to the national theater community. In my tenure on the board of Theater Communications Group, the national advocacy organization for the American theater, I was always so proud to come from Chicago for many reasons, and one of the primary reasons was it was the home of About Face and the place that About Face has found and identified for itself in the national theater community. Other communities are looking to Chicago for all kinds of examples about how to succeed, and one of the primary examples they look to is, wow, look at that About Face Theater Company, look at the mission they have, look at the work they do, look at the impact they've had across the country, how can we learn from them? Well, I think we theater artists are, one thing I'm learning in some of the work that I've been now doing, both in in the for-profit sector advising corporations about issues of collaborative decision making, creative environment, etc. I don't think we theater people really understand how unique we are in our ability to find ways to work together and find ways to help and support each other and be strategic and smart. Yes, I mean, court theater and about-face theater have very different kinds of missions. And yet, one of the great skills that we've developed, but we all of us theater artists develop over the years, is our ability to really understand the other person and find the way that the two of us can work together. So it's my sincere hope that About Face and the theater community, as we're all facing these struggles, will continue to find collaborative ways to work together as we have in the past.